Needable may hail from Dublin, but their music is immersed in the Americana sound. I want to meet the band to talk about their music, their influences, their songwriting technique, and find out what exactly goes into making this two-piece band.
Annie, get your gun, let's go have a little fun. Blame it on whatever we've been drinking.
Beat and Floyd. Who are the Needables?
Beat and Floyd, funnily enough.
Okay, so you're Beat and you're Floyd.
Yes, yeah.
Can I ask you about where you got your names?
We picked them out of a hat.
A large hat.
A large hat, yeah.
Yeah, we got a name from a friend who used to be in a band a long time ago, so it was essential parts that he needed when he was gone travelling, and he said he had Needables, socks and beer, so that's where the name came out of. So it was just
So the first EP was originally going to be called Socks and Beer. We didn't.
no, we thought it wasn't that cool.
Yeah, you
name, so
realised it was a terrible name.
we will eventually release it.
That is amazing. So
Yeah.
he gave you your names. He christened you Beat and Floyd.
Yes, I don't even think he knows.
Yeah.
And is there a difference between Bren and Beat and Floyd and Keith when you're on stage?
It can get very confusing. Right now, I don't know which one I am.
And actually go to sign things, it gets very confusing.
Yes, so yeah, it's we like to keep it makes us more interesting, you know. Our normal names are not very
We need something to make this
they're not very
interesting.
country or folk, you know,
Yeah,
like
okay.
I'm not Hank,
No.
you know, you're not Hank.
So, yeah,
Well, Beyonce has Sasha Fierce as well.
This
so
is
it's
true,
kind
it's
of-
the old
Yeah.
lingo, yeah.
And that was the name I
Yeah.
picked, but
Yeah.
But it was already
Same.
taken,
Yeah. So then if we talk about your folk sound, your Americana sound, so what, like, would they be your music influences then? Your musical influences?
yeah, so I suppose when we were growing up, because we've been playing together many years.
Long time.
Long time from college. We met in the rock school in Ballyfermot, and since then we've been playing pretty much rock music, poppy rock music, but we were going to gigs of folk acts and, you know, Americana, bluegrass acts, and all the music we were listening to was that way inclined. But so we started writing songs that weren't really suiting our old band, but we never really did anything with them because we had our old band, and then that all died a miserable death, and we said, well, what else can we do but grab these songs that we never did anything with. So the first demo that we ever did was just pretty much just messing, really. So and I think we wanted to make a record that sounded like Will Go.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
so we made a record that sounded like Will Go.
I was like, I was off sick from work, and I was like, what will I do? And he'd given us this song called Beauty from a Kiss, and I was going, yeah, I love this, and I had this idea of what this was going to sound like, so I literally sat at home and just recorded it and handed it to him and said, oh, have a listen to this. He's like, oh,
All I had to do was sing some
yeah,
lyrics.
exactly. I didn't sing them. So yeah, that's kind of how the first EP worked. And then we did that, and then we had listened. We kind of went, yeah, that's great, but it's not exactly what we actually want to sound like. So we kind of went off and reinvented ourselves again. So it took a bit of time and spent some time writing songs and kind of writing the songs to a certain style and said, this is what we want to do. And then we kind of eventually got around to doing a second EP,
Yeah.
which kind of better reflects, I suppose.
Yeah, our Tales from Fish Tank EP, which was recorded in this very room, was definitely much truer to what we, you know, it was more what we sounded like live, and also the kind of sound we were looking for. So when it happened, you kind of went, now we've hit what we are. So so it was fun getting there. But and then the new EP, which will be out this year, is going to be more the same, that kind of style. So we're happy we've found our common goal.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So you've gone through that evolution of different bands, different methods and everything. So what would you say your songwriting technique is like now?
It's kind of every which way. So what happens is we might write stuff. Often we'll write stuff on our own and then bring it to the other musical half. And sometimes it'll be a complete song, or sometimes it will have bits missing. We've often joined songs together. It was like, oh, I have a verse that would suit that chorus. You know, you can be banging your head against the wall, not getting the proper hook line, and then the other person has it. So, and then we write together as well. But we can be so busy sometimes that it's easier for us to write it and bring them together, and then the other one adds on top what they can add. So it's always. It's funny, it's still that scary moment when you play the song for the first time, you know, even though we're playing for so many years together, it's like, oh. So it's, but yeah, so the songwriting is very varied. I'm mainly a melody man before lyrics, and you're about half and half.
I tend to, a lot of people, a lot of songwriters will say, oh, I had this idea, I wanted to write a song with that. I don't, I will probably play something that sounds, oh, that sounds good. And then some kind of lyric will just come to me and it's just build on that, so I kind of go, right. Eventually the song will tell me what it's supposed to be, rather than me telling the song what it's supposed to be about. That's the way it sounds good, but in truth I just write words that rhyme. They turn out like songs, you know.
But there's obviously at the core of that, like, is a wonderful partnership, though. Like,
Yeah.
with a lot of trust and.
Yeah, well,
we tend to have we've had very similar tastes. So 99% of the time, what we play each other, we'll kind of go, oh, yeah, that's brilliant. So we kind of work it. Or occasionally we'll kind of go, yeah, that's great, but maybe if we just try and change that or put that chord here instead, and you know,
the other one nearly always will find.
Yeah, we'll find something
that missing piece, you know. And sometimes it is something as simple as that, as a chord, and yourself, you're like, I can't believe, you know, with that chord. Why did I, you know? So it's good. It works for us. So.
Like a second marriage.
Can it get you gun? Let's go have a little fun. Blame it on whatever we've been drinking.
And so, what would you say it's like being independent music makers? Like, you know, without a record label or.
Yeah, I think we realised fairly early on that we wouldn't really have there's not a huge amount of acts that would get to go that direction, and that would suit. That we're never, I don't think we're ever going to be the kind of group that's going to sell at the 3 Arena, you know what I mean? We're comfortable in that we're aimed towards a niche market. So we had some equipment, we were in Roskilde and Barry, so having been there, we kind of picked up bits and pieces along the way of how to actually go about, you know, creating your own CD, how you go about recording. I have some home studio equipment, and we just played about it for the past kind of 10 years. We've been messing about with it and trying stuff, see how it goes. And it's easier for us. We can do it on our own terms. We can do it at our own pace. We both have families, so trying 9-to-5 jobs, as uncool as it sounds. So we have to kind of fit it all around that as well. So it works for us. I don't think we could survive if we had to be stuck to a schedule of record companies telling us that you have to do this now and go to this now. It works better for us to just go at our own pace.
Yeah, we definitely like that independent vibe, the style of it, where you are your own person. There is the little thing that we never actually tried to get a record deal, so we don't know if we actually could get one. But let's not talk about that. But we've always had that. We've always been quite, we set our goals. We've been very much, plans. Always planning what could we do. We have the big dreams, but then we'll bring it down to the smaller ones as well, and it's more fun. You get more out. As you mentioned about things like big venues, we're not selling out, but when you pack a little room, it's like the best feeling in the world. So we're 100% independent and proud. So and if a big record deal came along tomorrow, we would say no.
Absolutely. Don't give me that.
Put that cigar away.
I don't want that young.
We're enjoying it, and there's a big. Since this internet thing isn't a fad, it's actually seems to be around. Yeah. Who would have thunk it? There's such a big market out there for artists like ourselves, and sometimes it can be harder because there's so much out there, and so much easier to get to people. But if you do it clever enough ways, you can really get to straight to the fan instead of waiting for the radio to play it. So. It's good.
And I suppose because you've been playing, is it 16 years you've been playing together?
Don't count.
No, I think it's 19. I think this
Jane.
year. We were in Roskilde in '98. Yeah, so 19 years.
So you don't just still be recording now by accident. So there obviously is a lot of hard work and a lot of.
Oh
yes. Yeah. And there's been so many mistakes. but that's the beauty when you look back there. Yeah, exactly. And when you look back, then you laugh, and like we actually enjoy when we play gigs now with people that are much younger and starting out, because we feel like the two old geezers, the guys from the Muppet Show. So we're like, bless. But we've still got that enthusiasm that we had when I sat in his bedroom and repeated, "Please join my band, please join my band." over and over again until he eventually gave in due to me constantly saying the same questions. So that seems like yesterday, and yet here we are, opening Grizzly, still doing it.
And like 19 years time, will any?
Yes, I'm afraid we will be still here.
I don't think we could do anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a choice. You know what I mean? I think it's really kind of. I feel I was kind of born to do this. You know, just it's been the only thing I'm good at, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So I don't think I could never not do music. You know, and I couldn't imagine that you'd be the same, and I can't imagine that anybody else would actually have us. So.
Yeah, we kind of have to do it with each other, unfortunately.
Our wives are best friends, so it kind of.
Yeah, so we've managed to keep it so that family life entwines with music. But I couldn't imagine, because again, as I said, when you're on stage, that buzz is like still completely just gets you, and whether it's one person or
Besides,
two people.
we haven't played the Olympia, and that's the goal. That's the first big goal. So once we get to that, then we have. Right, that's it. Yeah, I can't stand you anymore. I don't.
Yeah. We'll quit then.
And he loved me in the eye before he turned out the light. 'Cause it's harder to say goodbye than do what's right.
So what kind of music would you listen to now, would you say?
Oh, everything and anything.
Anywhere between death metal and no.
Yeah. I do listen to it. I'd say, like, for us, influence-wise, we're very much that kind of sound, the whole folk sound, but it would be as far back to all the early years with the Monroe Brothers and the Lugan Brothers. We should call ourselves a band with named Brothers.
Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing that we. And then to the newer, Lucinda Williams, Ryan Adams, Spirit Family Reunion, all these acts. We're big fans of everything that's out there now as well. But you find it's all so interlinked, especially with that sound, with the bluegrass, with the folky sound. It's just gorgeous, really. We listen to the beauty of it. That you pick an album up and it's the greatest album you've ever listened to, and you just put down the greatest album you've ever listened to. So there's just so many lovely melodies in it and harmonies and such simple sounds. Yet practically everybody's playing the same chords.
Which is good for him.
It's good for me. Yeah,
He's kind of limited.
I'm a 3-chord king. So.
No, there's a big revival, I think, in country music and Americana music, and so there's a lot more choice out there. I mean, in Ireland, like, we've played the Rhythm and Roots Festival in Kilkenny for the past 5 or 6 years, and there's so many wonderful acts, and they're not just Irish acts, as international acts come over. So there's so much of a wealth of choice now, actually, for us, that it's just.
So how do you bring that into your own sound then, like with your instruments?
Yeah, you kind of you'll hear something, and you wouldn't kind of, like, we don't steal. But things will influence you. You'll hear, we don't steal. But you'll hear a little run, a chord progression, or you'll hear something and go, I like the sound of that, and you'll kind of, it'll push you in a direction maybe that you've never thought of going before, and you'll kind of go, I've got the song. Maybe if I try doing something similar there, that might, that's kind of how it works. Yeah. And then the instrumentation as well. Like, I'm a big fan of not just playing guitar, like mandolin and trumpet and banjo and harmonic and all those kind of things. It's nice to have the option to do that kind of stuff. Like all our previous incarnations, I suppose I would have played a lot of electric guitar, and I'm not a huge fan of playing electric guitar. I prefer acoustic guitar, I prefer kind of mandolin, I prefer more earthy kind of instruments, you know what I mean? So it gives me a chance to do all these kind of things. And like harmonies as well, I'm a big fan of harmonies. I'd have like 4 or 5 harmonies. I'd have lots of people just singing behind us if I could, but we don't. There's only 2 of us, unfortunately. And this style of music gives you the opportunity to do these kind of things. So.
Yeah, it is a very less is more type of style, really, but which is handy because there is only 2 of us. But it's more fun. You really get a lot more out of it, especially if you're on the stage. Like you were saying about the electric guitar. It's very easy to hide behind all the sound, so you got big drums playing, you got your keyboards, you got your guitars, and sometimes you don't even know if anybody's going wrong. There's just a wall of sound. So when it's just the 2 of us up there,
there's nowhere to hide.
There's absolutely nowhere to hide, and it's scarily fun. You know, it's just like what, you know. So, but yeah, I think for our sound, it's just playing around. You know, like I played guitar since I was, I don't know, 15, but I picked up mandolin 2 years ago or 3 years ago because you were playing a long time and I went, hey, it might be fun if I try this. And
You look cool with that.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of cool looking instrument. So, you know, so it kind of, we just keep picking up things and giving them a go, and if we can blag one song out of it even, it's, you know.
It's brilliant, yeah.
So, but whether we'll become geniuses at the
Yeah,
instrument is
fantastic.
When you're lost, the only way has to be found. And they look me in the eye before you turn out the light.
But I imagine when you're playing live, then do you ever get like carried away and just pick up another one and just go for a little solo?
You're thinking that we're a lot better than we
Yeah.
actually are.
No, I've seen you.
No, it's I kind of find on stage that because it's all stripped down and there is kind of mistakes are a lot more evident. And the people will still give you that kind of reaction and will come up and say, oh yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. It kind of makes you feel, oh yeah, this is actually, you know, what we're doing really is good, you know what I mean? It kind of, it validates it a lot more, I suppose, you know, it makes you feel like, you know, we aren't actually rubbish. There is actually something there, you know.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I say, with a wall of noise, it's very easy to kind of hide behind it.
Yeah, you kind of don't realise that possibly for months on end you've been playing completely wrong
Yeah.
chords. You know? It's like, and then you're playing your own and go, wait a minute,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
where yeah, it's pretty raw. But yeah, the picking up other instruments is. I've done that, but when I'm not supposed to be playing the right instruments, so I'm like, okay, let's go and start this song now. So by default, we've experimented on stage, but yeah, it is. It's great fun. But you can, you know, you can feel it from crowds. They get into that. You know, when it's something a bit more intimate, they really get into it, and you can just see them listening, and it's a great feeling. And even if they're not completely into it, they're still polite enough to give it a listen, which is good. Then we get them drunk enough. Just like it.
And is that what it's all about, the live performances? Is that
I was
the...
actually going to ask, it's all about getting people drunk.
Well, is that what it's all about?
Yeah, there's truth in it. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I know you're not a huge fan of the recording process.
Yeah.
I enjoy it more from a technical point of view, just the fun of saying, you know, what can I do? What can I add onto this now to make it sound better? I'll just mess about with this. I'll just throw this on for that. You can't do that so much live. But yeah, the live, it's really kind of actually here. I mean, it's all about wanting people to hear your songs and wanting people to like your songs. You know, we're, I might not admit it, but we are egotistical. You have to be a musician. And kind of the dream is you'll, you know, get up there and people will, you know, sing your songs back to you, or they'll go and buy your CD and say, oh, I love that song. This song meant something to me, or this song did something for me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the big aim to.
Yeah, that reaction.
Yeah.
When you get that reaction, you feel pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but it keeps you going. So yeah, you know, you hit the nail on the head. I don't like the recording process. I haven't got the patience for it. So
He
you know,
doesn't actually do very much.
I want the
I do
product,
most of it.
so.
Metal on my chest, yet so empty. Stare down the barrel of the enemy. Use brute force so deadly, but still I soldier on. Got my first kill in the morning. Got my first guilt in the evening. Buried my friend in between it, but still I soldier on.
And so you do all of that yourselves as well?
Yeah. We record, mix, edit,
master, burn
burn the CDs. Yeah.
Literally, while we were on for our last EP, we were actually in the car on the way to the Kilkenny Folk Festival, and I was in the back seat folding CDs and putting them all together to actually sell on it.
Yeah. That's how committed we are,
That's it.
and lacking in organisation.
And stuff.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Well, but that's like a real, I mean, that's when you hold it in your hand then, that's a proper labour of
Oh,
love.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't beat that feeling when you have it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the recording process, but at the end of it, I am. When you see what you've, you know, the blood, sweat, and tears has given you, oh wow, you know. So.
Especially when it's my blood, sweat, tears.
Yeah. So I get very stressed looking.
He does, yeah. He sits there with a
looks,
set of
when
headphones
he's
on,
looking stressed, I get very stressed.
This is the best crazy day of the
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you know, I've come better around with the recording process, but yeah, the live just beats it. So for me, so we did house gigs, which they were
great fun,
brilliant. So you're just, you know, there's no.
You know, people invited us into the house and they fed us.
Yeah, and beer,
yeah.
sandwiches,
And then we played for a while.
yeah,
It's great fun.
It's a dream.
Yeah, I mean, you might only have 10 people,
yeah.
or 15 people there, you know what I mean? But there are 15 people who are intent on watching you and they're really into it, you know what I mean? We had a hurricane near one where we had a tent, a
Marquee.
gazebo kind of marquee
Yeah.
out of the back garden, and suddenly the storm came along and started whipping the gazebo around the place, and we were kind of holding on to it for a while.
Oh my
and it was actually
God.
one of the best gigs we've
Yeah,
ever done. It was the most
yeah.
enjoyable night we've ever
Very
had.
muddy night.
Very muddy
Yeah,
night.
but it was an amazing night.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
it was good. It was good. It was good. It ended up being almost like an interview stroke. Singing
Yeah,
session.
yeah.
We had
We VH1
talking,
storytellers.
Yeah.
talking in between.
Worth
So.
the crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely what you get from the house gigs can be great because people just, it's very relaxed. So
Yeah.
there's no feeling of.
And you get to just mingle and talk to people before and after, kind of, you actually get to know, like, there's one particular girl we've done a couple of house gigs for her, and like, we're friends now, you know, she's kind of been in touch with us since the early days, since before we started doing the Needables, and she kind of, she was on our old mailing list, and we kind of sent her an email, she came to see us, and then she's become a fan of us, the Needables now, you know, so we've gone to her house, we've done a couple of gigs, and we're kind of, you know, we're friends with her, and they have a small group of them who are huge gig goers, like, so they're kind of, they're part of the Needables family now.
And is that something you do again?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
We play anywhere. We play anywhere.
Yeah, we've even hemmed and hawed about trying to get a tour of
house tour.
houses.
Yeah.
It's just convincing enough people to let us into their
Yeah.
house. Yeah, we might offer some cleaning service. Maybe the way around. But,
You can do that.
yeah, but yeah, no, definitely, it's a great feeling, and people aren't paying any money. You're not renting in a venue. You're not worrying about sound checks.
Yeah.
There's nothing to plug in. You're literally just standing there in front of them or sitting in front of them and playing your songs, and you can sell a few CDs maybe afterwards. It's
Wonderful
great.
experience.
Oh,
though,
amazing.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
we've loved
Yeah.
everyone we've done. We've like it just makes you want to do more. So
Yeah.
so it's great. It's great feeling. Intimate and nice.
Mm.
So
And like the basis of folk music in Americana.
yeah, exactly. You get that feeling from it. So it's great. You definitely get a much better connection
Yeah.
with, you know, a potential person that will come and buy records and, you know, come to your actual gigs then, because you're just straight to them, talking to them. So it's good. It's enjoyed, and free booze is always nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Please
unless
join
you're
us.
driving.
That's a driver most of the time.
Facing the dirt, keeping silent. I dream of a love left behind me. All my will starts to define me, but still I soldier on.
Great, well it sounds like your fans are very lucky to be your fans.
Oh, they are.
Gosh,
very,
yes,
very
yeah.
lucky. Very lucky. So
But they
lucky.
are very much a part of your story though,
Yeah,
aren't
absolutely.
Yeah, like we want to build a fan base that is a family without sounding corny. You know, we don't want to not have that connection, because it's so easy now with the internet and everything. But and it's much more fun. You know, like we've got fans that will kind of, you know, take the mickey out of us, and that's more fun because they're that comfortable that, you know, they're happy just to say anything to you, and you're not going to kind of get all, excuse me, but I'm a musician.
We're not a faceless corporation.
Yeah, yeah.
Warm and cuddly.
Yeah, but for us, definitely, like what we want to do is build that kind of core. We believe if you have a set group of fans, family or friends, but if you've got a set group of fans that you know will support you every year, you don't need that much to do what we want to do. You know, we want to be able to record an album. We want to be able to do a little tour. We want to be able to rent out venues that we know people come to. And you know, there's not make the actual records. There's not that much money, and the greater scheme of things. So if you had a core set of people, it would make a big difference for you. So that's kind of what we're trying to build up to is you know, almost, you know, a kind of a club. That,
Cult, if you
yeah, cult, if you will. Yes.
Cult of Floyd, I like the sound.
We wear
Socks and beard.
Yeah, socks and beard.
Yeah.
Socks and beard. Oh, yes.
Exactly.
I like
But
it.
if you just
Become the first member.
yeah. So yeah, but it's what we want to do. We want to, you know, and give better options. You know, the likes of house gigs. You know, start offering them out, and you know, and then bringing them into your work a bit more, where you're maybe giving free stuff out more. And you know, we've got lots and lots to give.
Your single, Make It Yeah, and you've got your new single now is like you can pay.
Artist Zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Exclusive material.
I know, yeah, I'm hoping this couple of times. You can pay now for your single if you want.
You can if you
Isn't that
want,
what
yeah,
you
yeah.
do?
That's one of the advantages of the internet. There's so many different sites that we've released it through Bandcamp. So you can say, take it for free, or if you want to support the artist, if you feel like you're supporting the artist, you're free to give money if you want. It's a great option to have. Whereas you will have people who, given the choice, will possibly go, oh yeah, actually, you know, I really like it. You know what, I will. I'll give you a couple of. You get a few people like that, and then you can start actually building enough of a fan base that you can eventually kind of, you know, put that money towards, start doing crowdfunding and all that kind of stuff, then to actually go towards recording an album or doing whatever you want to do, kind of. And it's starting small and just build it up and build it up to go along. Like, and if you have a loyal fan base, like the people who we've done the house gigs for us for that, they're the kind of people who will tell their friends, or they'll push their friends to say, oh, you really have to listen to this, and that person might like it, or out of 5 people, 2 of those might like it, and they might go and tell their friends. It kind of branches out after that.
And it's great because it's all genuine, like
Yeah,
love
exactly,
and appreciation.
yeah. These would be core fans who would be really music fans who would, you know, follow people around the world, and like, they will follow you, or they'll do, like, if you release something, or if you are plugging a gig, they're the kind of people who will help you, essentially for free, you know what I mean? They'll push it to their friends, they'll share it on Facebook, they'll like it on Twitter, they'll do all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And that's how it all spreads.
Spread the word.
Spread the word of love.
Of the cult.
The cult of socks and beard.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a million, Needables.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Floyd.
That's us.
That's us.